The manager began to vituperate the employee in front of everyone, which embarrassed him deeply. The manager began to vituperate the employee in front of everyone, which embarrassed him deeply. So what means the verb to vituperate? It means to rebuke, to scold, to criticize. يعني توبخوا تشتموا أو تسبوا شخصا أو تنتقدوا شخصا بشدة. The bustling city streets are full of noise and activity day and night. The bustling city streets are full of noise and activity day and night. bustling يعني مكتظ مزدحم صاخب. authoritarian استبدادي أو سلطان. The country is ruled by an authoritarian regime that suppresses free speech. The country is ruled by an authoritarian regime that suppresses free speech. Stress buster. It means something that helps reduce or relieve stress. It can be an activity, a habit, or even an item that makes you feel more relaxed and helps you manage stress. Let's see an example. Listening to music is my favorite stress buster. Listening to music is my favorite stress buster. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. يعني المعنى ديالها الحرفي أو الترجمة الحرفية هناك الكثير من السمك، يعني من سمك آخر في البحر. So what's the meaning? There are other choices. That's the meaning. There are other choices used to refer to persons. يعني هناك اختيارات أخرى. هنا كنقصدو بالأشخاص. For example, when John broke up with Anne, I told her not to worry. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. The first conditional. What is the structure of the first conditional? If plus present simple tense plus the future simple tense. So if plus condition plus the result. The usage. Why do we use the first conditional? So it's used to talk about real or possible future situations that are likely to happen. يعني نتكلموا على حالات في المستقبل اللي ممكن من المحتمل توقع أو لا حقيقة ممكن توقع أو ممكن ما توقعش. real or possible future situations that are likely to happen. For example, if it rains, I will take an umbrella. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. If he arrives late, we will start without him. If you don't hurry, you will miss the bus. So that is the first conditional. If plus the condition which is the present simple plus the result which is the future simple. The verb to vex. To vex means someone I mean to make someone feel annoyed, frustrated, or worried, especially with trivial matters. يستفزه أو لا يزعجه. For example, it vexed me to think of others gossiping behind my back. It vexed me to think of others gossiping behind my back. Succinctly, succinctly. Eternal verb, it means briefly and clearly expressed. يعني باختصار وبإيجاز بكل وضوح. He was able to explain the complex concept succinctly. He was able to explain the complex concept succinctly. Give someone the creeps or give someone the willies. It's an idiom. It means to make someone uneasy or to frighten someone. For example, that old house gives me the creeps, or that strange old man gives me the willies. To be hit and miss. To be hit and miss means something is unpredictable. Sometimes it is good, a hit, and sometimes it is bad, a mess. It's used to describe things that are inconsistent in quality or success. For example, summers in London are really hit and miss. It's either really sunny or it just rains non-stop. Summers in London are really hit and miss. It's either really sunny or it just rains non-stop. Black sheep of the family. Black sheep of the family. It's an American idiom. It means the worst member of the family. يعني أسوأ واحد في العائلة ولا أسوأ عضو في العائلة. For example, Sarah is the black sheep of the family. She is always in trouble with the police. Sarah is the black sheep of the family. She is always in trouble with the police. Give someone the creeps or give someone the willies. It's an idiom. It means to make someone uneasy or to frighten someone. For example, that old house gives me the creeps, or that strange old man gives me the willies. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. Doubt هو الشك. Then, what's the meaning of this expression? It's completely without doubt. يعني بدون أي شك. We accepted her story as true beyond the shadow of a doubt. We accepted her story as true beyond the shadow of a doubt. Steamed up. Steamed up. It's an informal adjective used in American expressions. It means angry. So, why do you get up? Why do you get so steamed up about nothing? Why do you get so steamed up about nothing? يعني ليش كتقلق على والو؟ Why do you get so steamed up about nothing? Why do you get angry? Chasing rainbows. So it's an idiom. It means trying to pursue unrealistic dreams. يعني كتكون كتلاحق ولا واحد الأحلام اللي غير واقعية ولا محال أنك تحقق. So for example, Monica think that she will become a famous actress one day, but I think she's just chasing rainbows. So in my point of view, she's only chasing rainbows. I mean, she is trying to pursue unrealistic dreams. To get off your high horse. Get off your high horse. So horse هو الفرس، لكن هنا في المعنى ديال الجملة ديال idiomatic phrase عندنا معنى آخر. Get off your high horse means stop imagining that you are superior، يعني توقف عن الاعتقاد بأنك أنت راك شي واحد أحسن من واحد آخر. For example, I told Jane to get off her high horse. She always gives the impression that she thinks she's better than I am. I told Jane to get off her high horse. She always gives the impression that she thinks she's better than I am. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's an idiom. It means don't spend time worrying about insignificant issues and small problems. For example, stop worrying about all those little things. Remember, don't sweat the small stuff. Exercise prepositions. He was abstained in, to, for, from salted food by the doctor. He was abstained in, or to, or for, or from salted food by the doctor. Choose the correct answer. Write down in the comments box. It is difficult, but you have to do, get, make a decision. It is difficult, but you have to do, get, make a decision. Choose one answer. Write down the answer in the comments. The boy is going to make, to take, to give an exam next week. So which answer is correct? Make, take, or give? The movie was pretty gruesome. The movie was pretty gruesome. Gruesome means extremely unpleasant or shocking. شنيع فظيع. The movie was pretty gruesome. Gruesome, extremely unpleasant and shocking. Hello. Today we will talk about zero conditional. So, what is the structure of the zero conditional? If plus present person, present simple, comma, present simple. If plus present simple, present simple. So, why do we use the zero conditional? So, we use the zero conditional to express general truths, scientific fact, habitual actions that consistently occur or happen under specific conditions. For example, let me just, if you water plants, they grow. If you exercise regularly, you stay healthy. If you drop a ball, it falls to the ground. If you mix oil and water, they separate. If you apply heat to ice, it changes into water. So, to remind you again, we use the zero conditional to express general truths, scientific fact, or habitual actions. Thank you. Hello, January. Journey of 1,000 miles. Always start somewhere. Nothing will be achieved unless you take action. Momentum plus repeated effort will take you further than expected. To expedite يعني تسرع من الشيء ولا تعجل من الشيء. For example, the company hired additional staff to expedite the production process. The company hired additional staff to expedite the production process. إذن to expedite تسرع من الشيء أو تعجل من الشيء. Brevity is the soul of the wit. Brevity is the soul of the wit. خير الكلام ما قل ودل. Brevity is the soul of the wit. Basic versus Advanced English. I'm miserable. I'm wretched. This is tedious. This is monotonous. I don't believe it. I'm skeptical. He is very charismatic. He is incredibly magnetic. I need to be thorough. I need to be meticulous. I'm feeling melancholic. I'm experiencing nostalgia. This is intriguing. This is captivating. I need to be confident. I need to be self-assured. She is very insightful. She is incredibly perceptive. Conundrum. معضلة أو لا لغز محير. Conundrum. A puzzling situation. For example, time will doubtless provide the answer to that conundrum. Time will doubtless provide the answer to that conundrum. Embezzlement هو الاختلاس. For example, they were arrested for embezzlement of company funds. They were arrested for embezzlement of company funds. Propagate يعني يروج أو ينشر. Social media is often used to propagate both positive and negative ideas quickly. Social media is often used to propagate both positive and negative ideas quickly. يعني تستخدم وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي غالبا لنشر الأفكار الإيجابية والسلبية بسرعة. What's the meaning of reverie؟ اللي هو الحلم أو اليقظة، حلم اليقظة. Reverie. It's a state of being lost in thought or daydreaming, a fanciful or unrealistic idea or notion. For example, she sat by the window, lost in reverie, watching the clouds drift by. She sat by the window, lost in reverie, watching the clouds drift by. Innate. Innate means inborn or natural, يعني فطري. Her innate talent for music was evident from a young age. Her innate talent for music was evident from a young age. Can we put this, that, this, those? Can we put this, that, this, those box on the shelf? Choose the correct answer.
No retreat, no surrender. No retreat, no surrender. لا انسحاب ولا استسلام. استسلام تام هذا واحد المصطلح كنستعملوه في الميليتير.
Hello, today we will talk about the past continuous. So, there are 4 main uses. First one, it's an ongoing event in the past which is interrupted by something. I mean, the simple past. So, I was doing my homework when the doorbell rang. I was doing my homework when the door rang. So, the first action is the past continuous and the second action is the simple past. So, I was doing my homework and this action that is on the past continuous is interrupted by the second action, which is the past simple. So the second use, 2 events that happened at the same time in the past. I was reading a book and she was playing with our cat. I was reading a book and she was playing with our cat. So 2 actions at the same time in the past. The third use, to set the atmosphere in a story. For example, it was a dark and a gloomy forest. No sound was heard except for a bird that was shrieking in the distance. So this is a set of events in a story. Of course, with the use of the past continuous. Okay, so the 4th use and the last one, an annoying and repeated action in the past, especially with always. For example, he was always mocking my short hair. He was always mocking my short hair. Thank you for your likes, comment and follow. What's the difference between mustn't and don't have to? So be careful, there is a difference in meaning between mustn't and don't have to. So mustn't means it is prohibited, it is not allowed, it is important that you don't do something. Don't have to means there is no obligation, you are not required to do something, especially if you don't want to. Let's see some examples. You must not drink that. It means it's forbidden to drink that. Don't drink that. It's not allowed. You don't have to drink that. You don't need to drink that. But you can if you want to. You mustn't tell John. Do not tell John. So you are not allowed to tell John. You don't have to tell John. It means you can tell John, but if you want to, but it is not necessary. So you mustn't or you don't have to. So there is a difference in meaning. So like I have said before, mustn't, it is prohibited. You are not allowed to do it. It is important that you don't do something, and you don't have to. There is no obligation, and you are not required to do something, especially if you don't want to. To jump at the chance. To jump at the chance. It means to accept opportunity. يعني كتغتنم واحد الفرصة أو كتنتهز واحد الفرصة أو كتقبل واحد العرض بسرعة. For example, if they offered me a job in the USA, I would jump at the chance. If they offered me a job in the USA, I would jump at the chance. Idolize. Idolize. It means to admire or love someone very much. يعني شو معجب بشي شخص لدرجة كبيرة بزاف لدرجة أنك حتى بقوة كتبغيه بزاف حتى كترجعو بالنسبة ليك كواحد الإله كتألهو. So, for example, many teenagers idolize pop stars and actors. Many teenagers idolize pop stars and actors. So, to admire or love someone very much. To idealize. To idealize is to represent someone as or something as ideal. يعني كتقدم ولا شي شيء أو شي شخص كأنه هو شخص أو شي شيء مثالي، كتمجدو لدرجة المثالية بطريقة مثالية. To idealize. For example, people often idealize the past. People often idealize the past. It seemed axiomatic to everyone that honesty is the best policy. It seemed to have axiomatic to everyone that honesty is the best policy. So what means axiomatic? So بديهي، شي حاجة ما كتحتاجش البرهان أو شي دليل. Something that needs no proof. So it can be believed as a truth without any proof. مسألة بديهية أو أمر بديهي. Parsimonious. Parsimonious. It means stingy, mean, يعني شديد البخل. For example, despite being wealthy, She was surprisingly parsimonious with her spending. Despite being wealthy, she was surprisingly parsimonious with her spending.